Welcome to Tanks Invest, where we talk about investing, finance, and professionalism. So recording time of 10:12 a.m. on Eastern Time. Ethereum coin trade $2,881. That's about 1.61% so far. As you can see clearly on the over crypto market, we are bright red all over again. Seems like there are two specific news that came out this morning in the last, basically 2 hours so far. One is coming from the Pentagon, and the other one is coming from Goldman Sachs. Okay, so with respect to the first one, Pentagon ordered departure of U.S. troops in Ukraine as the Russian and Ukraine war crisis is escalating. Okay, and with respect to the Russian side of the military defense perspective, there's a new marching order coming out from Vladimir Putin, obviously. There's an estimated 100,000 Russian troops equipped with advanced weapons lined up on the Ukraine eastern border and the northern border of Belarus at the same time. So it seems like the war is definitely escalating. They're putting up all their chess pieces, all their weapons up against on the borderline. At the same time, with respect to the State Department from the US, has reduced its diplomatic staff at the U.S. Embassy in the respective, heightening countries with respect to Ukraine and Russia to the bare minimum level. Okay, so when you hear news around, obviously, rather is it, just some more of a defense mechanism from the Russian side of the house, or is it really they getting ready for war? I don't really know the specificity or the intentions on obviously escalating their troop equipment onto the Ukraine border and obviously the Belarus border, but the actions kind of speaks volume, right, with the amount of defense and or offensive force that they're putting up, right? So it's definitely negative news. I would say a very negative news, and if one of the countries decide to launch the fire, the war will subsequently break out from there. And based on the military advisor that we heard from the White House yesterday, that could be possible. So again, I pray for us that it doesn't happen, because that will be detrimental to what has already been detrimental to our global economy from the pandemic. Right now, having this war cultivating, I definitely do not hope this to be escalating at all. So definitely not a good news, especially on the weekend, right? Another negative news that I see on across the board today is coming out from Goldman Sachs. They lowered their official S&P 500 forecast, and they also have dropped a little bit of a hint in their reports that just released to the institutional clients earlier today, and I actually have a subscription of it, as you know, that there's a potential recession happening with respect to the uncertainty around, obviously, the interest hikes, right? Are we going to have 4 interest hikes? Are we going to have 7 interest hikes? How long is this going to be, right? Is pandemic gone yet, right? And now with the war cultivating, it's definitely makes it hard for investors, or even in corporate investors, which are typically market drivers, to have a level of certainty or confidence onto the outlooks, right? So they've adjusted the forecast lower, not a huge amount, but obviously still lower. But they can adjust this like a couple months later. Obviously, no one can really predict the future. But based on the catalysts they've identified across the macro perspective, and obviously specificity around the micro perspective on individual companies, their corporate earnings potential will hinder with all of these uncertain factors, right? And ultimately, no one can really predict the future. We can only be optimistic and protect ourselves, with the DCA levels that I've identified, right, to risk mitigate, to risk manage our portfolio, right? And that's why people that follow on my Patreon daily updates, will find this instrumental as you're riding through this, relatively treacherous water ahead of us, right? So let's not waste any time. Let's just dive straight into the technical analysis with respect to recording time of 10:17 a.m. on the Eastern time. Ethereum could trade $2,860, about 2.28% so far. As you can see clearly, technical is speaking the truth again. We are exactly at the level of 2,850, and we talked about this a couple of days ago, right? And the high propensity if the war actually breaks out would be laying somewhere around here, right? Do we see going down to 2,621? Possibly, because of the fact that we're still at the 46 out of 70. We are still curving down. And ideally, right now it's already a very consolidated level. So this is a monumental level. If we've cracked that, we'll have a long leap down by $200, right, to 2,621, right? So something to watch out for. I think right now it's a logical level to incur risk, but right now the war is not, it's not fully blown out yet, right? So we'll see how that goes, right? And when you see high uncertainty, oftentimes that's the best time to capitalize on your gains. So, I would say right now, would it be a good level? I'll say it's tolerable, not terrible, right? If you believe in the long term, ultimately, the future is going to be in a gradual progression. Right now, you're just going to have to go through these hurdles, right? In respect to Bitcoin, we're at the 42 exactly right now. This is exactly the level we talked about yesterday. We have a high propensity to go down to 40 again, right? Because with the 52 out of 70, we're still curving down. So this is not a good setup for you to buy now. I would say relatively hold right now. Respect to Dogecoin, down about 2.31%, 14 cents right now. Anywhere from, again, right, 13.83 all the way to 12 cents with the 42 out of 70. Cardano is down about 4%. We're touching 102 right now. And again, 102 all the way to 92 is the best level to incur risk with a 41 out of 70. Solana is at 93 right now. And with respect to current level, it is a good level to buy right now with the 35 out of 70. So again, right, anywhere from 95 all the way to 80 is the logical level to incrementally increase your risk exposure. XRP is selling off more with the 56 out of 70. Should we be buying now because of the mini green candle? Absolutely not, because you still have this big gap that you need to fill. Whatever goes up really, really fast, come down just as fast. So anywhere from basically 60 to 57 cents is still better. Polkadot is down about 10%. Anywhere from basically 1821 all the way to 1587 is better with the 30 out of 70. So actually, Polkadot out of all of them is actually the better options compared to all of the other ones that we showed you so far. Algorand down about 8% as well at 90 cents right now. Anywhere from 90 all the way to 79 from here with 35.70. So not bad as well, I would say. Polkadot and Algorand are quite interesting. Shiba Inu is at the high 2000s. Again, right, low 2000s, 1400 to 900 from here. Right now is not the level to buy right now. Polkadot is down about 3%. I don't like this, firstly, because of the flash crash, but at number one, I would prefer anywhere from 143 to 120 from here, so not yet. Right, AVAX is down about 3.5%. We have a large gap that we need to fill with the 50 out of 70, so no go. I would buy anywhere at bare minimum 59.97 all the way to 50. Luna is up about 2%. The reason we're bouncing is because 52 is a resistance level, right? 62, 52, 45 from here. We broke below 52, right? You can see that clearly. We're 51.35 right now. So with a high propensity to go down to the 45, so I would not just suggest buying it right now. But it's a logical level, so it's up to your risk tolerance at the moment, right? So definitely two negative news today so far, and it's only Saturday. Saturdays are typically relatively, cool as a cucumber, chilling on a sideways fashion type of days until Sunday. But obviously, with the negative global affectation that we're seeing across the spectrum, and obviously Goldman Sachs in support of that aspect, it definitely doesn't give the highest confidence during this weekend, right? But just know that with respect to the risk management level, it always speaks the truth. The technical level never lies to us. We know that. That's why it works. That's why everything we talk about on a day-to-day basis, it is not wizardry. It's not magic. It's just technical translating into the truth that you see. Oh, the numbers always falls at to those respective levels. And that's why you should be triangulating on how you could risk mitigate and then dollar cost average and build your position going forward from there, right? So that's it. Appreciate you. Have a good day. Let me know how it goes. Take care. Bye.